Ashley, our trainer, works her tail off and keeps our kids on the field week in and week out. It's just a total team effort. When you look back on the season, obviously it didn't end the way that the kids wanted or the coaches wanted, but I think when you take a look at the totality of the season, you have a group of people that got together and accomplished something that Elgin's never seen. And, once the pain of the loss goes away, I think they have a lot to be proud of. And I know from a dad point of view, I have a tremendous amount to be proud of. I'm proud of my son, the teammates, where they fought the whole season, they pulled together. And ultimately, that's what sports is about. There can only be one winner in the end, but it's where do you take it and where do you go from here with it? And there's a lot of life lessons won last Friday night whenever that loss, that final second ticked off the clock, and the pain, the hurt from it. But I also see kids that are pulling back together. They're already doing things together as a team, and I think that's the mark of the team that Coach Wyatt, Coach Castro, Coach Baker, all the coaches pulled together. And I think it's something we can all be very proud of when we look back at it, and knowing that our kids and the staff did something special, and just whatever little piece we got to be a piece of that, as whether it was cheering or announcing or hand them a water here or there. And I don't think these kids expected to lose any game, and that's a credit to who they are and how they've been raised, how they've been coached, and they're going to be winners in life. And that has something to do big with the school, the community, the team. And that's something that, not everybody can say, whenever they go through life. But these kids are going to be winners at no matter what they do. And this community got behind them, and it's changed Elgin. The last 2 years, Elgin has changed, and it manifests itself and goes into every sport going forward. You can see it in the hallways. You see it in the band, the cheer team. I mean, they have had a tremendous 2-year run, and I'm excited to see what happens next year.
2023 Elgin Isles football season, final words with that is just more than anything, like I heard for them kids, like I know how much they put into it. I know like the number one guy I think of right off the bat is like I know how much Colin puts into it. I know how much Matt and Keith put into it, guys like that. But then like, I don't know, like I really hurt for Chalmer and Adam and Jack. Like those are my brothers. And I know what it's like just because I've lost some really, really tough like heartbreakers. And that was a heartbreaker on Friday. And like, I hurt for them. Not saying like I don't hurt because of that loss, because I do. Like that ripped me up too. But like I've been a part of some. So like I know like just how you got to deal with it, how you got to get through with it. And how I always dealt with it and got through with it at like the first part of my career wasn't the way. Like putting my self-worth and my value into kids' performance is not like who I am by any means. So like that's like the one thing I can say is like for them dudes is just y'all are incredible people that influence a lot of lives, and mine included. And I'm just proud. I'm proud to coach with y'all, and like that's what I want my kids to play for. That's what I want my kids to be involved with. And I don't know, I'm just proud. I'm proud of that. Like the way it went down sucked, and the way that we lost sucks. But in the end, like, man, we had a really great season, a bunch of really good kids, returned some good kids, and got to have fun with my brothers, like with you included. Like I enjoyed it. I love being a part of that, and just excited to keep the ball rolling now.
Well, let's just talk about reflection of 2023. We'll start with the Claremore game. Lose a heartbreaker 7-6, and lose one that, man, you really felt like that you were the better team is really makes you sour. I'm still pouting about it. And it's just one of those things, I think, that, we, as far as with the Claremore game, we made too many self-inflicted mistakes and wounds to overcome what we need to overcome to get that game. And so that's a heartbreaker. It's a heartbreaker for our kids. it's hard to deal with those things. But I think in the end, and it's, you know, in the end, they're going to be better people from it, you know, and we're going to learn from it and grow from it as a program. And with all the underclassmen, we'll you know, it's all a lot of lessons. You know, once you get in that playoffs, man, there's no time for mistakes. There's no time for not having your best game. You know, you mess around and you know, have a bad game, that's it. You go home. So I think those lessons for those underclassmen will be there as we move forward. And then as far as the seniors, I think that's a tough way for them to go out. But when you look at where they started to where they took this program, what they've meant to this program. You know, I wasn't here for the start of it, but for them guys to just stay with it and, you know, stay with it. And I don't know where it came from, that there's a quote that some coach said somewhere or something, and probably in a movie, and I saw it, but it says, if you stay, you will be champions. And I think this senior class kind of epitomized that. I mean, that's, you know, they could have all tucktailed and quit and been like, football's not for me after 0-8, and they didn't. And they fought and they grinded, and they got to this place where this program is a very respectable program in Class 5A. That's very respectable in the state of Oklahoma. So we'll send them out on that. But as far as the 2023 season, looking back on it as a whole, 19 years of doing this, and it's the best defense I've ever got the privilege of being part of. I haven't done final stats yet, and I'll do those and all that. But this 2023 Elgin House defense, they took that, you know, little moniker, that black flag, that no quarter motto, and they lived it. And man, they were going to go stroke every week, and I know a few things. Like I said, I ain't done final stats. Final stats will be skewed a little bit when you look at it. As many games as we pulled guys at half, and so some of those stats may be skewed a little bit. But man, when that unit was rolling, they were rolling. I know one thing, it was tough. It was tough to run the ball on us, and we didn't give up a passing touchdown all year. So through 12 games, not giving up a pass touchdown is a testament to our kids, a testament to what they put into it. And I know at times I'm not easy to play for as a coach. Sometimes they may think I'm over demanding or whatever, but man, those guys, when we fought all week through practice and got everything what we needed to do to be successful, and then our kids went and executed on Fridays. And so for that, I'm grateful, thankful to be a part of it. I think the program that's been built here, the foundation that's been laid, it's pretty special. I mean, Coach Wyatt's done a tremendous job with his vision, and there was no doubt that he would. And I knew that when he got the job. I've coached with Coach Wyatt before. He's a friend of mine. And I knew way back when he was first starting, he was going to be a hell of a football coach, and he is a hell of a football coach, and he's got a knack for that head coaching deal. You know, sometimes when people say some people aren't made to be head coaches, that's me. Some people are, and that's him. And I'm proud to work for him, and opportunities that he gave me to lead this defense, to get back home to Elgin, be around my kids. I can't express how much that means. And this last 2 years been wonderful, and it ain't over. We don't know nothing but grind around here. We're going to go work, but you know, I'm thankful Coach Wyatt. He's really got this place on solid footing. He's got a culture built here. He's got all the tools put into place for us to be successful for a while to come. And what that final success and all that stuff ends up being, I don't know, but I know that, you know, the goal around here is a state championship. And I think 4 years ago, the goal was to try to win a football game. 5 years ago, the goal was trying to win some football games here. And now that goal is a state championship. And so when you fall short of that, it hurts. And I think it's a realistic goal, it's a realistic goal for this program. And it's one that we'll keep with us and we'll carry forward. The staff here is tremendous. Coach Castro is, it's funny. I coached against Coach Castro when he was a player. I've coached against Coach Castro when he was a coach, and now I coach with him. I think he's tremendous. He's one of the best in the business, especially with the offensive line. And not always everywhere you go and all the programs you have, do you have a good working relationship between your offense and defense coordinators. And I think we have that. It's true team mentality between both of us. We're both going to try to do whatever it is together to help make this program successful. And so I'm thankful we have become fastly become friends. I love working with him. And then, our other assistants, couldn't do what I do defensively without Coach Hill. If nothing more than he's that reassuring voice, on what our plan was is our plan. he gets me talked down. I get into overthinking things sometimes. I get late in the week, and he's that reassuring voice. And then Coach Forsythe and Coach Langford just done a tremendous job working with their position groups, and thankful for them. So 2023, not the way we wanted to end it. My 19 years of doing this, I've only ended a season happy once, and I think that the lessons that we've learned are tremendous. Defensively, looking from the seniors, I can't thank enough the seniors on this defense and what they've brought to this program, what they've meant to me. Jack Angeli, Peyton Christensen, Andre Crabtree, Michael Adesola, Dylan Brown, all those guys meant the world to me. Defense, they do what you ask, they do it to the best of their ability, and they lay it all out there, and I'm extremely proud to have coached them, and once out, always out. So great year, but again, I think that this program's striving for more, and so we'll go back to work and we'll do it all again in 2024.
For me, I think this year was really, really special for a ton of reasons. I think the first and the biggest reason is a really special group of kids we had, and getting to see them from my first year here as 8th graders, always knowing that they had a really special class, and they're full of a bunch of special people, and they were just little 13, 14-year-old kids, and you could tell that they're going to be special people, and then seeing them become those special people has been really, really probably one of the coolest things I've ever got to be a part of in coaching so far is this group. They accomplished a lot of really cool things. They broke a lot of records. They set some records. They did some really special things that they worked really hard to go and achieve. The senior class is really, really unique, and they had a lot of guys that are just they're honestly pillars of the program of what we want to do, and they've built this program that Coach White's led us to really believe in, and kind of now across the state has a lot of respect, and that's something that a lot of people didn't think could be done here. And Coach White's led us and led these kids to make that a reality. Of this is a program that it's you're going to have a battle anytime you play the Elgin Owls, home or away. It's going to be a tough fight, and that's something that our seniors have instilled and created, and the kids before them as well. But the senior class was really special, and they took this. This is from what I understand, is the best team in the history of Elgin football, and that's really, really awesome to be a part of. I think it's really hard, and it's really hard to look back knowing that this isn't we didn't just want to go to the quarterfinals, and we didn't work just to go to the quarterfinals. And it's something we can hang our hat on. Is I don't think from ball boy to head coach, player, community, junior high program, I don't think anybody could have tried any harder. And that's what's kind of difficult about it, is it's hard just to swallow. What happened is what happened, and credit to Claremore for coming down here, making the trip, and giving us a ball game and going home with a victory. But at the end of the day, I think this group and this team, it's my favorite team I've ever been a part of. From playing to coaching to whatever, this team means a lot to me. And you go through it, just this offensive line is the position that I coach. They played really hard for me, and they gave me all that they got, and you can't ask for much more than that. Jace Williams started at left tackle and played both sides of the ball and was dominant every snap and took more contact than any player on the team, or maybe even the state of Oklahoma took all year long. And then you have Keith Ferguson at guard, 4-year starter. Means a great deal to me in my heart, and the way he played and the way he practiced and performed, and it hurts my heart knowing that I don't get to coach him anymore. Then you have Carson Hitt in the middle, who's really special to me. Came out as a sophomore after not playing for a long time, and he exemplifies what we stand for as a program. He was a player made. He didn't walk on the field as a sophomore just as some stud. He went to work and he turned himself into a dang good high school football player, and that's kind of what we believe in here. And that's kind of what Coach White's developed and created here, and that's what and Carson exemplifies that. And then you got the young freshman Hudson Begley at right guard, who stepped up, played really well, did a lot of big time things for us as a young kid. Just turned 15 like 2 days ago, and he did all this as a 14-year-old. And then Shea Spencer, who had a dynamic year defensively, and then you can't be any good unless you can hold up a right tackle. And then you have the 4 tight ends we played with: Colin, Andre, Adam, and Caden Tompkins. All 4 of them brought their own role. They all brought their own purpose to the program and to the offensive line, and they all did things a little bit differently, and they all stuck together, and all 4 of them performed at an outstanding level this year as well. And then, just going back as a whole, as a class, you have your Peyton Christensen. I don't know if anyone has ever been more excited to play football than him, and it's going to be really hard to not see number 6 suit up for us next year. And then Matt Lund, who did some tremendous things running the ball. I mean, he was on kickoff. He did whatever role we asked him to do. He was a gunner on punt, an outstanding football player, and you can argue he's the best football player in the history of this program. And so seeing him go is really tough, and seeing the work he's put in. And then you got Michael Adesola, who's another pillar of the program, who just comes to work every day, never bats an eye, believes in the process and believes in his coaching and believes in his teammates. And Michael Adesola is going to be a college football player, and this moment he steps on campus somewhere, he's going to make that program better. And then going along the same lines of player made, you talk about Jack Angeli, senior defensive end, who's, in my career, he's the toughest kid I've ever had to try to block, and I'm just glad I only had to do it in the spring and in the fall camp, that I don't have to do it on a Friday night ever, because I don't know if I could have got that done. Phenomenal football player, and played really, really hard, did everything we could ever ask of him. And then, that senior class is awesome. Dylan Brown's awesome. Dylan Brown gave it all that he's got. Gabe Dittmeyer been a kicker here for a long time, and he put a lot of work into what we do. And so this class is really special to me. This town's really special to me, and the support that we got from Bailey Blue to Charlotte to Tanya to Jared to all these different people that come in to Coach Bean and Vincent Saylor and the quarterback club, Jared Williams, Michael Meyer and Jen Meyer, and all these people that really love us and gave us all that they had, and shared those kids with us and allowed us to coach them really hard. And there's a lot of people that I'm leaving out, but it's been a really special year, and I hope going forward, whenever you hear the Owls went 11-1, I hope people are disappointed, because we've got our sights on so much higher things.
Final words. So we're not quite a week removed from the loss. So, I mean, that's kind of still fresh on your mind as we kind of record this. So obviously that night was disappointing. You hate to play your worst game of the year, I guess you could say, as your final one. So has it sunk in yet? No, not necessarily. Wish we were playing in a couple days from now, because we talked about how awesome it would be to practice during Thanksgiving week and all that kind of stuff. But then when you kind of take a step back from just that one isolated game, you look at the entirety of the season, and it'll be easier to probably do, a month from now, 6 weeks from now, whenever. But right now, I mean, what an amazing ride, what an amazing time it was. 11-1 is definitely not anything to shake your head about or be disappointed. Obviously, you're disappointed with the ending, because you never want to end on a game when you don't play your best. And if we play that same team, I'd say 5 times, we'd probably beat them 4. But you got to tip your hat to those guys. They did what they were supposed to do that night, and they moved on. But when you look at it, the totality of it, I mean, you got to just clap and applaud for all the accomplishments that happened throughout the year. Obviously, 11 wins, most of school history, 10-0, regular season, district title in 5A. Matt Lund breaking, the career rushing record, single season rushing record, and then amassing 5,000 yards in his career. Just a great accomplishment, individual accomplishment by him, but those accomplishments were made by the team entirety. So like I said, I mean, when we look back on it, I mean, we're an amazing run, we're an amazing year it was. Seniors obviously have a lot to be proud of. The legacy that they will leave will not be forgotten for a time to come. But the future is also bright. You return a lot of kids. Like I said, you lose some great kids. Too many to name, but if you kind of start rattling off some of them, Matt Lund, Keith Ferguson, Michael Adesola, Peyton Christensen, the Crabtrees, and you like I said, you've got, and there's more out there, but like I said, I want to congratulate those guys for what they did in these last 4 years and where they started to where they ended. They've got to be proud of that. But like I said, the future is also bright. I mean, I know we want to reflect on this season, but you also have to look forward as well. So you've got a lot of kids coming back with a lot of experience. So it'll be interesting to see what they take from this loss. I mean, last year, obviously, they took a lot from the Guthrie loss and built upon that. So it'll be interesting to see with the juniors and sophomores that have a ton of talent coming up, what they can do with that loss. So at the end of it, it was great. It was a fun ride. Wish we could do it again. Looking forward to next year as well. But as far as I go, I want to thank everybody that watched all the OSN broadcasts. Those will be available for the next year. So if you want to kind of relive some of the highlights and things, you can always go back and watch those through our OSN channel. I want to thank everybody that listened to our podcast. Eric came up with this idea during the summer, and it really took off, and it was a blast to do. To get to know, like I said, get you an inside look and inside listen to kind of what was going on during the weeks, and then get to know some of the coaches a little bit better. Was an awesome deal. So I want to thank everybody for that. Like I said, seniors, congratulations on what you guys accomplished and the legacy that you will leave. And then also, like I said, want to thank the coaches, Coach Chalmer, Coach Jack, Coach Lance, Adam, Cody, I mean, everybody that joined the show, I mean, really gave us an inside look into their lives and their coaching histories and things, and really want to thank all those guys for allowing us in and getting to know them better. And future's bright, and can't wait to see where we go from here and go Owls.
I'll just kind of rewind all the way back until, honestly, as soon as the Guthrie game was over from 2022, I just started getting excited. Knew what we had coming back. Just watched these kids grow throughout the year. Got to spring ball and kind of started this journey where we finished. And I've told people this in the past. This is like this was the year that I had been looking forward to. It was been the first year that I was truly looking forward to see what we're all worth, what we're all capable of. Because we knew what we had, and it was a really awesome journey from June until now. Because of this senior class. 13 guys that dedicated a ton of their life, a ton of their time through high school to this program, and that's what people that play high school football, they understand it. And then, the select few that get to be successful at high school football, they really understand what you go through to get to points like this. And these dudes, I told them after the game Friday that they're the most coachable class that I've ever had, and they're my proudest coaching moment up until this point, just from what they were when we got them to who they are now. And that, now that the dust has settled and all these things, that's like the biggest thing that I can hang my hat on, is what they were on the field and who they are now. And I said that on Facebook, but it's the truth, man. And just to watch all their growth, it makes it really special. Yes, the loss stings, and there's only one team at the end of the year that gets to be happy. So there's a lot to say about that too, but really proud of their growth, and just want to kind of send out these seniors, on a high note with all the accomplishments that they had throughout the years. Lowest of lows to the highest of highs, 0-8 to 10-0 regular season. You don't see that all the time. That's crazy for a class to experience both ends of that. So hats off to those guys. Hats off to their commitment. Tough kids and never wavered. So I just say to the senior class, thank you. You guys made my job really easy a lot of the time, and that's because of who you became, and we always talked about trusting our kids, and they're a big part of that. So hats off to those guys. I appreciate them, and I always got their back moving forward because of what they did for me personally, and this program as a whole. So hats off to them. And then just from a program standpoint, really proud of where we're at. I think we had 8 total losses in the whole program, from 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, JV, and varsity. And we're really proud of that. That's something that I kept track of. And it's something we can build on. There's success all through the ranks, and so that's exciting. Yes, we'll miss these dudes and the 2023 team, but what people have to understand pretty quick is that the ball will keep rolling. And that's just where we're at. I think that we can be really successful and have a shot to be right where we were this year, and a shot to take a step forward. But can't get to that until we, kind of get a mindset and how do we want to attack the off season and spring ball going forward. So again, great problems to have. Here I am, still pissed off about 11-1, but I think that's why I coach and why I do what I do, because you always want to chase that next thing and take that next step. So we've got a really good group of kids rolling through, and so that's the most exciting part. It's not like this is the end of the road, where we reached the mountaintop at Elgin, and that's far from it. So that's exciting. To the people who are part of this thing, starting with our coaches, it is a ton of hours. We kind of joked around and have broken it down from what we work versus what we get paid, and I think it's like 70 cents an hour or something. But the guys do it because they love it. We've created a good environment here where coaches have been successful in all positions at all levels, and that's what we want to continue to do. And we got a group of dudes that I've told them this before, like 30 years, 40 years from now, look back and I'll know that those guys are still my best friends and people that obviously been through some of the best times of my career and some of the lowest points of my career. So that means a ton to me. I'll always remember those guys for who they are and what they've stuck by and the work that they've put in. And that's just what it takes program wise. You've got to have good coaches at each level, at each position, and just people that care. And that's what we got. So proud of those dudes and the work they put in. And it's a fun ride when you get to do something like this and you do it with the people you love. That makes it even better. This is essentially doing this thing is with family, and so that's cool. It's not like I don't talk to these guys after the season or all those things that you get time off. We still talk daily, so that's important. Important for me and important for those guys, and I just think we've created a good environment there. So I appreciate those guys. I appreciate obviously our players' families, because they have to dedicate a lot of time. And if we really want to do this right, we want to get to the next step, practice on Thanksgiving, and then into the state championship week. And that takes a lot of time away from your families, and you have to be truly dedicated. And with our schedule, we're pretty much 4 days a week from June until December 2nd. That's what we want to be, and that's a lot of sacrifice. These kids are only young once, and I get it. Now that we're starting our family, like there's some things that you want to put forward, and I think dedication to something can teach a lot to a kid, and it ain't easy on families because everybody's got something going on, and I truly understand that. So I appreciate the families for dedicating all their time to support us and to back us and to push their kids through adversity, push their kids through not being complacent and all those things. And then to our booster club, who truly works extremely hard, and it's not easy to do what they do and the time that they sacrifice. So I appreciate that, and I hope they go get some rest because they've earned it. To the community, to the school, to the administration, y'all make this thing pretty easy. I've always said that Elgin's kind of a place that it's been begging for a football team to be good, and you can come to a game on Friday and you can see what I'm talking about. From businesses in the community to alumni to new fans, the people that Fort Sill bring in, they come out here, and I get comments all the time about what kind of atmosphere and what kind of passion that Elgin brings to Elgin football. And it's one of a kind, and I'm glad that we're doing it, and I'm glad we're doing it for the people that have wanted something to believe in. And but it also, double-edged sword. We've got to live up to that within our program, and our kids got to understand that as they go through the ranks, that it's really, really special with what we're doing. So the work doesn't end in any of these regards, and just for me, I just love to see kids grow up. And our senior class did that, but we also saw some juniors this year take another step forward, and I'm excited to really get the guys that are coming back where they need to be, and that's another step from their trajectory, and that's our job as coaches, is get every single thing out of these kids that we can see in them, and we believe in them, and we want to push them all to their max, and that's what they have to embrace. and that's what it takes. So really excited for the guys we got coming back. And getting these extra games under our belt will help moving forward. And you look at all the other big-time programs across the state, and that's what they're getting. Extra weeks into the year and keep building on it. And you can't take your foot off the gas for sure. So, man, just a great ride. Obviously, I'll say it's disappointing. I felt like we're the better team, and I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. And we came up short, so that's going to drive us this off season is find ways how to execute in the biggest moments. I would take a 5-5 record if that means we've moved forward. So a lot to learn, and a lot to find ways to get better from, and how to take that next step. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to rest through Thanksgiving break and start gearing up for 2024. But I'm excited to watch our kids compete this year in their athletics. All of our guys play multiple sports, and I think that's crucial to go get that experience and just different mentalities and different coaching styles from our coaches here, and keep growing and keep making themselves the best version of themselves. And I'll see them in the spring, and we'll throw pads on and see what it looks like from there. So just another step in the process, and really, really grateful to be here. Really grateful to get the support that we get, and there's no other place I'd rather be, and I'm excited to keep building this thing and see what we can do. So Derek, I appreciate you, man. This has been a really good deal, really good exposure for our program, because I think there's a reality element that needs to be seen a little bit with high school football and just the way that the world is now. And so you give us that platform, and we appreciate it. And all of our coaches have done a great job getting on there. And, Vincent, I appreciate you and going right on with it. And let's keep it rolling, man. Let's keep building this thing better and better. So, signing off, Coach Wyatt.